What's up, everybody? Welcome back for another movement, and today I want to talk about creativity. So as you probably guessed, the first tip I have for you in terms of sustaining creativity is to have regular exercise. It doesn't have to be like an exercise routine, but something that gets you moving, something you enjoy doing, like playing soccer, ultimate frisbee, climbing. That is, in my book, a necessity. Like I ride my bike to the rec center, and then I do a workout, or I'll climb or something like that, and then ride my bike back. And that's just a great way to start the day, especially with composing and school and all of my other work being so sedentary. Moving and exercise is an absolute necessity for sustaining creativity. Alright, now before I eat breakfast and start composing, I want to give you guys the second tip that I have for you guys. And that is to set up a routine. Now, it doesn't have to be a complete daily routine, but just something that bookends your creative times, right? So check this out. So this book called Rest talks about how creativity isn't this mysterious force that sometimes blesses us with its presence. Sometimes we're more creative than others, but at the end of the day, as long as you sit down to do the work, you will be creative. Some days it might be better, some days it might be worse. If you're never in a routine that allows you to be creative consistently, then you're never going to be creative. It's just that simple. So set up a routine that bookends your creative times, or a whole daily routine. Your creativity will skyrocket, and it will be much more sustainable. So I just finished the composing session, and also I attended my one and only class for the day. Now, the third tip I have for you guys would be to take regular breaks as you're in your creative sessions, right? Sometimes we think we just have to get in the flow, and once we're there, and we don't have to take breaks. But that's not been my experience. My experience is that I need to take a break at the minimum every hour, hour and a half. Typically, I'll take a break about every half hour, and that's just super helpful. And it also gives me time to kind of stop and think through what I've done, so that I can go back in kind of reorganized in my mind.
Yeah. Well, I think the podcast could be about the bucket kickers. I think the bucket kickers would be a really good idea for the podcast.
All right, so I just wrapped up a Zoom meeting and some more composing, and I want to give you guys the fourth tip I have for you for sustaining creativity, and that is to not go past your scheduled time for being creative. Don't stay up to all hours of the night. Stephen King is a very well-known author that is stated in saying he will stop, a dead stop, when his time is up. And often he purposely stops mid-sentence. The reason why is because stopping mid-sentence gives you a springboard into your next session. If you just stop at a stopping point, there's nothing to kickstart you into creativity the next time you go. So try this next time. Stop right when your schedule says to stop, and don't stop at a stopping point. Write down a note and then leave it for the next day. See what happens. So I'm editing this video on Sunday, and I filmed it on Wednesday, and I just realized I forgot to film the fifth tip I have for you guys. And if you've watched to this point, you've probably realized I forgot to film a lot of different parts of my day. But anyways, that's besides the point. My fifth tip for sustaining creativity from my own experience is you have to know when to just let it go and stop. This actually happened to me last night, so it's probably a good thing that I forgot to film it. But I was just getting really overwhelmed and really felt the pressure of working multiple jobs, doing grad school, scoring a feature film, and YouTube. I was just stressing out. So what I ended up doing is I turned everything off. I turned my phone off, computer off, laptop off. Everything that someone could contact me or I could check something because I was nervous, I turned off. And I just had a really relaxing evening, drinking tea and watching Lord of the Rings. And then this morning, as I was getting ready for church, I had a bajillion video ideas for this YouTube channel. One of them is actually going to be next week's video. I'm going to not use my car for an entire week and ride a bike everywhere, and I'm going to film it and tell you guys what I learned. But anyways, you got to know when to stop. And that's a lot of what these tips are, is they're really self-care tips. You know, having a routine to bookend your creative time, taking regular breaks, getting exercise, knowing when to stop. And there was one other one, and I can't remember what it was right now. But all these things are really self-care tips. And so if you are working in the creative industry, there can be this sense of this constant flow and running, and if you stop, you're gonna fall behind, or you're gonna trip, and you're gonna get crushed, and you're not gonna be able to keep going. But that is not how it works. That is not how we are designed to work. You gotta take breaks. You gotta work with how you work, not how everyone else works. And that's gonna be one of the best things that you can do for creativity. That's the video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, consider liking the video and subscribing. I think anywhere from like 80% to 90% of the people who watch this channel are not subscribed. So consider subscribing and stay tuned for next week, because I'm really excited about that video of me in my car taking a break in our relationship for a week, and me seeing what happens if I just use a bike for an entire week to grocery shop, go to the rec center, go to church. Everything I do is gonna be on the bike. So I'm really excited to share that experiment with you. The day video is dropped is the day I start the challenge, so I'm excited. See you later.